This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hi everybody, welcome to another Rob Looks At. Well, I love Descent, but when somebody told me, Zev, that superhero Descent, well, I said, oh God, where do I sign up? Now, I knew nothing about this, but at BGG-Con, I was able to get this, and I decided to give it a look. And boy, was I disappointed? Was I not disappointed? Well, let's go down to the table and take a look. So I'm not going to go over all the rules. You could see how we did the tutorial on another video that I did, but I'm just going to kind of talk about this very quickly. Now, the components are really fantastic, and you get a ton of different types of tiles and stuff like that. So this is just a tutorial warehouse map that you start off with. You get a ton of different heroes, so let's take a look at those. So not only do you get Captain America and Iron Man, as you can see right here in click form, but you're also going to be getting some really bad baddies, that's for sure, because you're going to get the Baron here. And then we have Radioactive Man that's working with him. For heroes, you're going to get the Winter Soldier, of course, because you got to have him if you're going to play, and a couple of shield agents, and they all come with their own cards. One of the big questions that we get, can you play with just about any hero click? No, you cannot as of yet. But as you can see, you do get enough to really get going. Baron Strucker, the Winter Soldier, and the Radioactive Man. And you're going to get a whole bunch of different map layouts that you can play as well, because it plays in a campaign setting. It is one versus many, which is very good, and this is just a very solid system, and I really enjoy this. I didn't think I would, but it's superheroes and Descent kind of. Now, each turn, at the beginning of the turn, you are going to get action points. Your action point number is going to be associated with your card. So over here, you're going to see that you are +5 action points every single turn. So you're going to have a cube, and you're going to put that up there. If you decide to use no action points, well, guess what? What's going to happen? You're going to go up to 10, okay, to a maximum of 12. Now, when you take damage, though, and that's the funny thing here, is that when you take damage, you are going to be blocking out these little blocks here, okay? And as you can see, there are 9 here, but you also have some special abilities, and that's going to be your health. So you have 14 blocks. As you go up in levels, you'll get more cards that'll have more blocks on it. So you'll get more health and more abilities. And every time you take a damage, you're going to take it like that, and you're going to keep on doing it. Once it's all filled, guess what? You're knocked out, and the bad guys are going to get an objective point. Everything is played off objective points here. Movement, every time you move, you are going to use an action point. So that'll be 2 actions. So you'll have to be very conservative with your action points. You also are going to be able to attack. Attack costs action points. Like for this particular one, it would cost 2 action points, and we would move that down to do 3 damage to this Hydra unit. This Hydra Soldier only has 3 health points, but on the card over here, which is Hydra, they do have the ability, and if you were able to save enough points, that they can defend themselves. So it costs you an action point to actually defend +1, and what that would do, he would just get 2 points here of damage. So they act a little bit different. The minions act a little different, as in they only have 3 apiece, where the heroes, you're going to have to fill up the cards. Even the villains, you're going to have to fill up the cards. Now, there are many things. Movement costs 1. Attacking costs 2 for a Hydro Blaster. But they also have these cards here. And you can see that Cap has them, as well as Iron Man, that you can activate certain things. So if he decided to hit back and he used 2, what would happen is there would be 3 damage to Cap. But Cap has an ability of block shield. He can use it once. If he had left over any action points, he would be able to take that action point and flip over this card because it's only one use, but he would block all damage. And that would be key. These here are damageable if you are able to meet or exceed the damage. Well, then you would basically damage them. And each hero has special abilities. You can add as you level up, because the objective points that you get, now all these spawn points are considered objective points. So if he spent 3 action points, he would be able to destroy this and they would claim it for their own. At the end of the match, you can spend these to level up your hero. So you start off at level 0 and you have 5 build points, which are your basic cards. And these cards actually show you everything that you need. There's the build points that you would need, and as you can see, that's the cost and some of the things that it can do. Anybody that was adjacent on this on a shield hurl would take 3 damage as well, so that's pretty cool. Now, when you spend points, you always spend objective points equal to the next level. So to go to level 1, you would spend 1 objective point. And now he would have 8 build points, so he can add additional cards so you level up and get better. To go to level 2, it would cost you 2 objective points and you would get 10 build points, as you can see right there on good old Cap. I was really shocked at the quality because sometimes WizKid games are not the best quality, but everything here is really fantastic. This dice here is interesting because you can take a chance and gamble with your points, and say you get 5 points but you need more, you can gamble and, well, a red would be a minus. So you would start the turn with -1, so you would only have 4 objective points. But there are chances that you can get 3 or an additional thing. It depends how lucky you are. Each turn, you're going to generate a command point, and that is going to be used between your team. So if you don't use it for a few turns, you can possibly generate 4 command points, and kind of like Space Hulk, use them in case of an emergency. Maybe there's something that Iron Man really needed to do, and he needed to get someplace so he can take this guy out because you're losing the battle and it's close to the last turn. Well, Iron Man only starts with 3 action points, but using the 4 command points that you might have built up, well, guess what? You would more than likely be able to accomplish what you needed to do. So move and attack. Now you can move and attack, or attack and move. It doesn't matter how you do it. You can move, attack, and then attack again. It doesn't matter as long as you have the points to spend. You do not have to use your points, and they would accumulate. Now, say you were totally damaged, like say Cap here had 6 damage on him, let's just say, and you're in the middle part of the game. Well, instead of taking the 5 action points, you can do nothing that turn and remove 6. So all these would go away. So there's a way for you to heal. Everything about this is really good. You have these little things that will tell you the turn. And as you can see, just even for the tutorial mission, you get a card. The one versus many, the mastermind, who is considered the evil guy, gets this card, and he's going to be pretty much going by this card on some of the objectives that he has. Now, he can share it with some people, or in some missions may have him not share it. There's a lot going on here. This is a great superhero dungeon crawl, and I really, really think a lot about it. So let's go up top and get my final thoughts on strike teams, Marvel strike teams. Whoa, this is fantastic. I had so much fun with this. If you have not seen our tutorial video where we go through and we learn the tutorial together, definitely check it out. I played this a few times since that video, and it gets even better. The 27-page rulebook adds some more rules. I didn't go over every rule, I'm sorry, but you can get a good feel for how the tutorial works watching the tutorial that we did. But this game was so much fun, and Andrew Parks did a fantastic job with this. WizKids and their hero clicks, it made you want to get more. Well, you can get more because there's also an expansion, the Avengers Initiative, that comes out, and that's going to be adding a whole bunch more villains. There's Loki, Ultron, Absorbing Man, Agent Ward, Agent Coulson, who cares, Falcon, Black Widow, and Vision. So you're going to get 8 more clicks in here and a whole bunch more stories in here. And if you add that to that, that's enough to keep you going. But I hope they keep pumping out expansions and tiles for this. This is a lot of fun. I would also like to see a solo play with it. That would really enhance it if you could play it solo and not and have it as a group versus an AI, which would be a lot of fun, because not a lot of people like to be singled out and be the mastermind, unlike myself. But I think this is a masterpiece, and they're going in the right direction, and this is a fantastic game, and I enjoyed it immensely, and I think you would too. So, until next time, it's your old pal Rob, and we will see you soon.